See, I like these kids. This is nice. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our holiday concert. It's great to see you all on this cold night. A few logistics before we start. We encourage all of you to get even fatter for the holidays by engaging in some cookies during our intermission, so please support our program by having some cookies. Also, this is the obligatory, could you please make sure your cell phones are silenced at this time so it does not go off in the middle of Deck the Halls. And then finally, I know what you're all thinking. You want to know when our next snow day is. Mr. Friend is here to my left. Feel free to talk to him about snow days coming up. I want to thank Mr. Falvo and all of the music department for preparing our kids to do such great work on the stage. Band is such a critical part of Sutton culture. We are really glad to have it, and we're really glad to have the support of the families and the community here in Sutton. And I want to give a special thanks to Miss Dame, who is watching her daughter's final holiday concert, and for all of her leadership of the music department here in Sutton. We are eternally grateful for all of her hard work, so please join me in a round of applause. And with that, on with the show, Mr. Falvo and the Sutton High School Band.
So good evening, and thank you so much for taking the time to come out tonight. I cannot tell you how much we appreciate you being here, seeing parents, seeing colleagues, seeing friends, seeing students who will be performing in the middle school concert tomorrow night. Really appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting these guys. So I had a teacher ask me once, he said, so when you're driving in your car, you're a musician, you spend a lot of time making music, what music do you listen to? And I very shamefully had to tell him that I don't listen to music in my car, because as it turns out that when you listen to 8 hours worth of music every single day at pretty high volume, you tend not to want to be surrounded by a lot of noise when you get home. And what that's led me to do is it's led me to sort of expand my things rather than reading books like I probably should. I listen to a lot of podcasts. And one of them that I really took to heart was a guy named Malcolm Gladwell. And he wrote a number of books, Outliers, The Tipping Point, and a lot of great things. And one thing that he's really credited with talking about is what's called the 10,000-hour rule. And what a lot of people thought he meant by that was, if you do something for 10,000 hours, you'll get good at it. That is an unbelievably oversimplification of what he meant. What he meant was it takes 10,000 hours to bring talent to fruition, which is something to think about. But more importantly than that, he wanted us to reflect on the fact that people cannot get to 10,000 hours unless they have a structure around them that supports them getting there. So for instance, Olympic skiers, for instance, have to have some families that just pick up and move to Colorado to allow them to support that habit, well, for me it's a habit, to get good at what they want to do. And for us, it maybe reflect upon all of the people and all of the time and all of the effort that goes into supporting the fine kids that are on stage today. So I wanted to thank all of you for all that you do for them. I wanted to thank you for supporting us on a daily basis. Look at their uniforms, they look great. They really do. And we hope you enjoy the next piece. The next piece is Alfred Reed's version of Greensleeves, and Hannah and Jill are going to come up and talk about that. So thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jillian McDonald.
And my name's Hannah Whittier.
The next piece we are going to play is Greensleeves, arranged by Alfred Reed. The legend behind the song Greensleeves is a belief that Henry VIII composed it for his lover and future queen consort, Anne Boleyn. Allegedly, Boleyn rejected Henry's attempts, which is why the song is so expressive.
The song Greensleeves inspired many hymns, including What a Child Is This, which is a Christmas carol set to the tune of Greensleeves. We hope you enjoy Greensleeves and the rest of our concert. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's incredibly expressive playing from a group that really struggles to be expressive at 7:30 in the morning. But thank you for that. That was a lot of fun for me. Speaking of a lot of fun, during my time at UMass, I had the privilege of working with many, many fine people, including one person you're going to get a chance to get to meet a little bit today. Professor Spiridopoulos is not only the professor of trombone at the University of Massachusetts, but if you look at his bio, there are more proper nouns on one page than I think I've ever seen in my life. But highlights from that list include the principal of Albany Symphony and principal of Boston Philharmonic. This is an incredible musician, an incredible person who I have had the privilege of having a part of my musical life. And I really want to welcome, and it is my privilege and greatest joy to welcome to the stage Professor Gregory Spiridopoulos.
We're on. Wait, are we? Okay, we're on. Good evening. Welcome to everyone's favorite part of the night. It's Granger time. If you've been here since this year's senior class for freshmen, you've heard this one before. This is the Children's March by Percy Aldrich Granger. This piece is a continuum of the same melody passed among each group of instruments. But the part that makes this piece the coolest are the intricate background parts. When one group has the melody, listen behind them for what's going on in the background. We start the melody with alto saxophones, and then pass the melody among the low brass, and eventually to the upper woodwinds. But behind it all are crazy triplets and small interjections of accidental notes, so it's time to hone in on your musicianship skills and listen for harmonies. This is one of the many reasons Mr. Falvo constantly emphasizes to us that Granger is so unique. This piece is an SHS classic, and I couldn't bear graduating without playing it again. We're also glad to have you all here tonight, and hope you're having as much fun as we are. Enjoy the Children's March for now, and for the next 8 hours when you notice you're still humming it on your way to work tomorrow morning.
And the off chance that it's not self-evident, I really enjoy my job. That was a lot of fun. The Children's March is one of my favorite things, and like Sophie said earlier, it really does tend to get stuck in your head, and it's one of the few pieces that my wife and I are not allowed to sing to one another. It's like one of those rules that lines you just don't cross. Anyway, more on that later, but not for me. Okay, I wanted to make a couple announcements and acknowledge a couple special individuals. And these are people that decide that the Sutton High School Band is very challenging and fun, but they want to pursue musical opportunities above and beyond what we do here. These are the people that auditioned for senior districts. And we had a number of people go out and audition for senior districts. This was the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And we did, fortunately enough, we had a big year. We had 3 people that were selected, and this is very competitive because it comprises of the best students from schools from Sturbridge to Maynard to Upton to BMR, huge range that comprises central districts, and I wanted to acknowledge those students here today. They're acknowledged in the program, but I did want to point them out. On bass clarinet, we have Jeff Kalena, who's not playing bass clarinet at the moment. On flute, we have Gwen. And on horn, we have John. So congratulations to all 3 of them. They will be participating in the Senior District Honor Band Festival in January, which concludes with a concert at Mechanics Hall, which will be really fun for them and a great opportunity. So we wish them the best and have a great time. We'll come and check out the concert. I also wanted to I wanted to acknowledge 2 more students that are nice enough to play in the Blackstone Valley Community Concert Band while shamelessly plugging my concert, which is on this Sunday. But I wanted to thank Jeff again, who's playing on bass clarinet, and Chiara Bruno for playing in that. If you'd like to come out and check out a community band concert, lots of really fun stuff. That is at Uxbridge High School on Sunday at 2 o'clock. It'll be a great show. It'll be a lot of fun. And we're doing a lot of cool music. So if you want to come and check that out, again, that's at Uxbridge at 2 o'clock on Sunday. And that would be really cool. So thank you for that. And Alec to introduce our next piece.
Please take a look at the cover of your program. This piece was drawn by yours truly and took inspiration from the next piece, Minor Alterations by David Lovrian. A creepy yet playful take on common Christmas songs is coming up for your listening pleasure. This song is part of my favorite genre of music in which an artist takes common songs and changes the harmony to make them minor in quality. This creates a song that is creepy yet playful as a parody of sorts to the original song. Thank you for joining us tonight, and please enjoy Minor Alterations.
Before we depart here tonight and play our last piece, I wanted to thank all of you for coming out again today. I wanted to reiterate what I said earlier tonight, that what we do here on stage is completely impossible, not only without you coming out and supporting us tonight, but with everything you do to make this happen. And just to give you an example of what that is, tonight, it's so wonderful in concert week when you're super busy, you don't even have time to eat. But fortunately for me, I was fortunate enough to have my mother in town for the week, and she made me dinner. And she had concluded making dinner, and she was chopping vegetables, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, and she was making my lunch for tomorrow. So for all of you that are parents of seniors and you think you're done, you're really not. So I wanted to thank my mother, and I wanted to also thank my beautiful wife and my mother-in-law and all her family friends that come out tonight. So thank you so much for being here. And thank you again. To introduce our final piece tonight, welcome Connor Falkenberg.
Hello, everyone. Sound? Oh, no. There we go. Hello, everyone. As Mr. Felva just said, I'm Connor Falkenberg, and I'm here to introduce the song Midnight Sleigh Ride. It's a piece adapted from a Russian suite called Lieutenant Ki-Ya. I'm probably going to mispronounce that. It's more specifically the movement from it called Troika, and that's based on a movie of the same name, Lieutenant Ki-Ya, which again I'm probably saying wrong. And that's based on another book which is also called, you guessed it, Lieutenant Ki-Ya. It was an old Soviet comedy film, which I don't know about you, is my favorite kind of movie. And it's about a non-existent commander, Ki-Ya, and how through the ironclad rule of Emperor Paul I, the mythical man, takes a life of his own, being constantly blamed and at one point jailed, even though he's not really real. If you're interested like I was, it did get an English translation by the name The Tsar Wants to Sleep, and I can tell you right now, it's a 10 out of 10. Anyways, back to the actual piece of music. You can hardly tell the cultural origins thanks to the arranger, Tom Wallace's hard work. They both certainly have a Christmassy air to them, but I firmly believe ours is a more lively and spirited version, while Prokofiev's, the composer of the original, is regal and places a strong emphasis on strings, which we clearly don't have. As you listen, I hope you can imagine a 3-horse sled dashing through the snow, because that's what Troika stands for. Lastly, thank you for coming to our band concert, and enjoy.
Bye.